What's going on, guys? I'm Anna here, and we're gonna do a little quick video about Deltarune today because if you aren't aware, I think it was last night or the day before, this email came back up. And if you don't know what this email was, back 6 months ago before chapter 3 and 4 came out, the Spamton sweepstakes started up again, and hopefully you know what that is. If you don't know what that is, there's plenty of videos explaining what it is, but basically 6 or so months ago, Toby released Spamton Sweepstakes 2, where we could find this website where you could input your email in the top box and a number in the bottom box. And then nothing ever came of it. People put numbers and people put a bunch of random stuff in the bottom box because we didn't know what we were supposed to put in that bottom box, right? So people started getting emails back with numbers. If they put a number in the bottom box, they got an email back with a unit of time attached to it, and people were like, oh, we don't really know what this means. So Toby then emailed those people who put numbers in the first time, Toby aka Gaster, because basically the email just said another chance, and I got this too because I put my email in it last time. So basically this account right here, Toby Fox Trivia, is where I got all of these from. I'm gonna try and compile all the ones that I've found in the comments of this. There might be more that I haven't seen or that are in the comments of this or that are just on the internet somewhere, but these are probably the most important that I could find right now, as of like this is literally happening right now. But I thought I'd try and get a video out for people unaware. So yes, it seems like 11 years was the correct answer because of multiple things. Toby Fox originally dreamed of the Deltarune ending in 2011. He also said 11 years, 11 hours or 11 years Deltarune will always be waiting, which is what the Forgotten Man says in chapter 3 behind the tree. So it says, so if you answered 11 years, it says, you answered 11 years, then. It was the first time she smiled since she was a child. And then all of them say move forward with this answer. Except this one, which is funny. If you just answer 11, he says, if you follow the same path as everyone else, you won't pass through, which I think is really funny. But I thought these ones were kind of more interesting because they talk about her smiling, which is probably Noel, could be December. If you say 4 chapters and it says, it was the first time she ever smiled in her life, which is interesting. I'm pretty sure 2,583 days is 11 years. I didn't fact check that, but I'm pretty, like, it's probably something like that. Actually, I think that makes sense. And then it says it was the first time she smiled since she was a child. So they're the same thing if you put the days or the years. If you put 0, it says she never stopped smiling. So this is saying she never stopped smiling though, which is really interesting because this one says, if you say 24 hours, says the next day you will see her smile. So it kind of, this like Gaster voice kind of contradicts itself sometimes because it's like she never stopped smiling, but then it says the next day you'll see her smile. So I don't know, but I'm gonna go to the second page. This is mine. I put 39 and it says, what are you getting at? This is kind of a generic answer. I saw other people put like 6'7" or 6'9" and get what are you getting at. So it seems like anything that's just a random number that isn't 9. I don't know if I forget if I have 9 on the next page, but 9 was anything that isn't 9 and on. I'm pretty sure it's just what are you getting at mostly. Someone put around, I think it's around 30 seconds because I saw other one that was 30 seconds and it said before the sun went down. So anything within a minute, I think, is before the sun went down is what it seems like. If you put a negative number, it says she felt it like a countdown. So that's interesting. A negative number felt like a countdown. That makes sense. I really like this one. You answered 11 hours or 11 years. Make up your mind. And then this one is you answered until the end of the universe. You're getting ahead of yourself. These two, Gaster's just rage rating us. Of course, 1225. When you have a bat, everything looks like a ball. That's interesting. I don't know if that's kind of saying that the person who needs to smile could be December, maybe, because it's saying when you have a bat, everything looks like a ball. We know December is related to baseball and stuff, so it could be kind of hinting at the fact that maybe December is the girl that needs to smile. I'm not sure. I feel like it's probably Noel, but I don't know. It could even be Susie. We don't really know. Oh yeah, these ones are more word related. I saw someone point out that the word ones are kind of more interesting. You answered, I don't know. So you don't think it was really you that made her smile? You answered too long. Do you think that means she still can? You answered, she never will. Is that really what you think? You answered, she didn't. Do you think that means she still can't? So it's interesting. The speaker, which is probably Forgotten Man, Gaster, isms, I don't know, one of them. It seems to say that, do you think that means she still can? And that, is that really what you think? It seems to think that she will smile or has been smiling and thinks that, like, that isn't negotiable, you know? It's like, you're saying she didn't and she never will, and he's questioning it. He's saying, are you sure? It's saying it as in, maybe that we should know that she is or will smile, which I guess makes sense because the question was, how long did it take her to smile? So if you're asking the question itself is kind of answering the, I guess, other question we would have in the fact that, like, yes, she is smiling, so we're asking how long did it take, right? It's kind of like a going around in circles type thing, and I'm kind of just like saying stuff, but I think it makes sense. Like, you wouldn't be asking how long it took her to smile if she didn't smile, right? So, and then, okay, I don't know. Yeah, this is interesting too because it says you don't think it was really you that made her smile. So that makes me think it's probably Noelle. But again, with Chris and December stuff that we might not know about in the past, it could have this could, and it says move forward with this answer. I think we need to look. The ones that say move forward with this answer could be important. So it says too long. Do you think that means she still can? So too long, if the answer is 11 years, so yeah, 11 years could be long. So move forward with this answer. I'm kind of just live theory, like thinking about it right now out loud. So if you say yes, you say too long, move forward with this answer because it means she still can. Just because it took too long doesn't mean she can't, right? Like these say, you really think she can't, but this is saying too long still means she still can, but it's still just going to be too long. This says, I don't know. So again, this is saying it's saying that you made her smile. So if we go back to this page, move forward with this answer, move forward with this answer. So all these are important, except this one. So this is saying she never stopped smiling. That's what I said at the beginning. Everything contradicts itself. So it's really weird that, you know, all of this stuff on the end page here is like, you don't think she can, you really don't think she can, and that she won't. But just because it's too long doesn't mean that she can't. But then it says she never stopped smiling. This is like a statement. This is saying she never stopped smiling. It was the first time she smiled since she was a child. And then again, this is a statement and an answer. So I guess maybe these questions are more like trying to tell the people that you're on the right track with too long and I don't know. Or not really, I don't know, but too long is that there is an answer, but these are actually telling you the answer because this is straight up saying it was the first time she smiled since she was a child. So yeah, I think that makes sense. I know this is kind of just like a yap sesh. I'll probably put markers in the comments for like the halfway point because I'm kind of just like thinking out loud here because I think this is like useful to like engage in and talk about. Okay, so I'm back here. I was just looking at my phone to try and find one. There was one about it being 9 days, I think, and that was a unique thing, which is again, you know, 9 is right before 10. That's like the car number. I just saw a reply to the tweet of someone doing a spreadsheet. So if you want to keep up to date with all of the things happening with this, I don't know if that picked up that sound. That was me sending the tweet to my computer account on Discord. But if you want to keep up to date on all of this, then I would try and look at that tweet and probably just look at this tweet mostly. But someone was making a spreadsheet in the comments, and I saw one that said, one of them said, oh, if you say I don't care, it says that's just rude, don't bother moving forward. And apparently if you do Susie related answers, it says aw, which I don't know if that one's true or not because I did see that one, but I just couldn't tell if it was real, but that might be real. So, oh wait, yeah. So if the Susie one is real, then that does confirm that the girl needing to smile is Noelle, that is actually very useful information, knowing that the girl is Noelle. So yeah, I'm gonna put that tweet in the comments or in the description, and this one right here. But yeah, this is more just kind of like a tiny update thing. I just kind of wanted to get it out there because this is happening live, and if you want to check your email or just look around for stuff to help other people like put it all together, like I said, that one person in the comments, then, you know, do whatever you want to do. But yeah, I was just trying to make this a quick video. So yeah, if you enjoyed the video, subscribe, leave a like, check out my SoundCloud for a video game songs that I put up there sometimes, and use my Fortnite code Animal39er because I still think that's funny that I even have that. Okay, I'll see you guys later.